far beyond the familiar borders of human space, where stars flickered faintly and darkness stretched endlessly. The Deep Space Monitoring Station silently scanned the void. The station, a small outpost on the edge of known space, was built to catch whispers of life from the unknown, a place where explorers hoped to hear new voices or signals. One quiet cycle, the calm was broken by a sudden burst of energy, a strange signal unlike anything the crew had encountered before. It was faint at first, but growing steadily clearer, a call for help coming from Xaran 9, a planet dreaded across human colonies and known as a death world. This world was infamous for its harsh environment, violent storms, poisonous air, and creatures so dangerous that even the toughest explorers had avoided it. For years it was considered uninhabitable by any life form, especially intelligent ones. Yet this signal told a different story. It came from the Volari, an alien race known only in distant legends and scattered star charts. They were advanced in knowledge but appeared to be trapped, desperate and overwhelmed by a mysterious cosmic danger that no one fully understood. The message itself was fragmented and coded, filled with warnings of a terrible threat approaching their star system, one that could wipe out entire worlds if left unchecked. The crew at the station quickly relayed the signal to Earth's Space Coalition, where news of the SOS spread like wildfire. For the first time in decades, humanity faced a call not from its own people, but from strangers in a distant, deadly corner of space. Immediately, debates ignited across governments, scientific councils, and military leadership. Some argued that Xaran 9 was far too dangerous. Sending a fleet could mean certain loss, a waste of precious resources better spent on Earth's own growing needs. Others saw it as an opportunity. If humans could survive and help in a death world environment, it would prove their unmatched ability to adapt and survive. Humanity had grown from a planet scarred by countless natural disasters, wars, and hardships. The story of Earth was a story of endurance. It was a testament to never giving up no matter how hostile the conditions. In many ways, Earth itself was a death world once, and its people were born to thrive where others might fail. The decision rested heavily on the shoulders of those who controlled the fleet. While the political leaders argued and science teams tried to decode more of the Volari's warnings, everyday citizens followed the news with a mix of hope and fear. On the crowded streets of Earth's great cities, people paused their daily lives to watch live feeds, read reports, and imagine what it might mean if humans dared to answer the call. The question was no longer just about exploration. It was about whether humanity's spirit could reach across the vast silence of space and touch a distant, endangered world. Meanwhile, back at the Coalition headquarters, experts analyzed every detail of the signal, searching for clues about the threat. What kind of cosmic force could endanger an entire star system? And why had the Volari waited until now to ask for help? Some scientists suspected a natural phenomenon, like a shifting energy storm or a gravitational wave disrupting planets. Others feared something more complex, perhaps a cosmic event beyond current understanding. As the hours turned into days, the Coalition formed a special task force. This team was unlike any before, composed of the best pilots, diplomats, scientists, and specially trained individuals known as Deathworlders. These were humans conditioned from birth to survive in the most extreme and hostile conditions on Earth and beyond. They had faced deserts, frozen wastelands, toxic jungles, and even simulated environments designed to mimic the deadliest alien worlds. If anyone could navigate the dangers of Xaran 9, it was them. The fleet's deployment was a symbol of humanity's courage and determination. They were sending more than ships and weapons. They were sending a message that humans did not shy away from danger, but met it head-on with intelligence, unity, and hope. As the ships were prepared, families of the Deathworlders and the crew watched in quiet pride, knowing the mission was not only about rescue, but about forging a new place for humanity in the galaxy. In those final moments before departure, the air was thick with tension and anticipation. The signal from Xaran 9 continued to pulse through space, a steady reminder that someone, somewhere, was waiting for help. And though the vastness of the universe often felt cold and empty, this call stirred something deep in the hearts of all who heard it. The belief that life, no matter how fragile, was worth fighting for, and that humanity's time to shine had arrived. The journey would be long and dangerous, filled with unknown challenges, but for the first time in a long while, the eyes of humanity were fixed beyond their home, ready to prove that even in the deadliest of worlds, the human spirit could prevail. The council chambers of Earth's Space Coalition buzzed with tension, the air thick with uncertainty and cautious hope as leaders, scientists, and military commanders gathered to make a decision that could change humanity's future forever. After days of relentless debate and careful analysis of the Valari distress signal, the final vote was about to be cast. Many voices raised questions. Was this a trap? Was Gerin 9 truly reachable? Could the fleet survive a journey to a planet that had been called a death world for centuries? Some feared the unknown cosmic anomaly threatening the Valari might be beyond human ability to face, a danger so great that sending ships might only bring doom. Others argued that hesitation was humanity's greatest enemy, and that the very essence of being human was to confront the impossible. The Coalition remembered Earth's history, a planet scarred by extreme environments, natural disasters, and endless challenges that shaped the species into one that thrived in adversity. The decision, they realized, was not simply about aid or exploration, but about proving humanity's worth in the galaxy. When the final vote came, it was unanimous. The fleet would deploy. The mission would be led by the Deathworlders, elite humans specially trained and genetically prepared to survive and operate in the most dangerous conditions imaginable. These individuals were not only physically stronger and more resilient, but also mentally sharp, capable of quick thinking under pressure. Their skills were born from years of rigorous training in Earth's most extreme regions, from scorching deserts and frozen tundras to toxic swamps and simulated hostile environments designed to mimic alien worlds. This team, more than anyone else, was suited to face the harsh realities awaiting them on Gerin 9. As preparations began, the Deathworlders moved through their final drills with quiet determination, knowing the stakes were higher than ever before. The fleet itself was a marvel of human engineering. Sleek ships equipped with the latest technology, shields designed to protect against cosmic storms, and engines built for speed and endurance. Every piece of equipment was tested against the harshest conditions, and every crew member understood that this mission would push them to their limits and beyond. Meanwhile, back at the communication center, the Valari transmissions continued, offering precious glimpses into the lives and culture of the species humans were about to meet. Through the broken messages, images flickered on screens, showing strange crystalline cities glowing under a pale star, delicate beings with large, luminous eyes, and symbols that hinted at a rich history of art and science. The Valari were a gentle people, physically fragile but intellectually advanced, whose technology was deeply intertwined with the natural forces of their world. Yet their messages also spoke of fear and urgency, describing a cosmic anomaly that twisted space and time, threatening to unravel their star system piece by piece. This unknown force was unlike anything humanity had encountered, and the Valari's plea was as much for understanding as it was for rescue. As the fleet's launch day approached, families and friends gathered to watch the departure, their faces a mix of pride, worry, and hope. The public followed every update, their imaginations filled with thoughts of distant worlds, strange beings, and the dangers lurking beyond the stars. For many, this mission was a symbol of humanity's courage and unity, a chance to show that, even in the darkest corners of the universe, the human spirit could shine bright. On board the flagship, Captain Lyra Talon stood before her crew, her gaze steady and voice calm but filled with conviction. "We are not just explorers," she reminded them. "We are survivors. This mission will test us in ways we cannot yet see. But remember why we were chosen. We are Deathworlders because we thrive where others fall. Together we carry the hope of Earth and the promise of a future where no world is beyond reach." The engines roared to life, the fleet lifting from Earth's orbit in a formation that glittered like a string of stars against the black canvas of space. As they charted their course toward Gerin 9, every member of the crew prepared themselves mentally and physically for the unknown challenges ahead. They studied the data from the Volari transmissions, learning what they could about the cosmic anomaly, and began designing strategies to face dangers that might include unstable energy storms, spatial distortions, or even environmental hazards that could harm their ships or bodies. The suspense was palpable. No one knew exactly what awaited them, and yet every step forward was a testament to humanity's unyielding resolve. Across the fleet, scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, creating new tools and shields to protect against the strange radiation detected around the Volari system. Diplomats prepared for first contact, studying the Volari culture and language to build trust and cooperation. The Deathworlders honed their survival tactics, running simulations and preparing for the harsh landscapes of Jaren 9. As the days passed, the crew grew closer, sharing stories, hopes, and fears. The mission had united people from all walks of life, bound by a common purpose that transcended borders and past conflicts. In this moment, humanity was truly one, reaching out to help a distant species in need, demonstrating that kindness and courage were not limited to any single world. Despite the dangers ahead, the fleet's journey was a beacon of hope, a bold declaration that humans would face the unknown, not with fear, but with strength, wisdom, and heart. The stars outside the windows of the ships blurred as they accelerated into deep space, the path to Jaren 9 unknown and filled with mystery. Yet every pulse of the fleet's engines echoed a promise that humanity, the Deathworlders and all, would meet the challenge and prove once again why they were considered the galaxy's most adaptable and resilient survivors. As the fleet approached Jaren 9, the planet came into view, a world scarred by violent natural disasters and strange, shimmering waves of cosmic radiation that twisted the very air above its surface. From orbit, the ship's sensors picked up unstable energy patterns that pulsed unpredictably, like a living storm threatening to consume everything below. The atmosphere appeared thick and volatile, a hostile environment that had long kept explorers and colonists at bay. Yet, there were signs of life. Faint signals from below that matched the Volari transmissions, confirming that the alien race was still there, fighting to survive. The Volari themselves were unlike any species the humans had met before, physically delicate with translucent skin and large luminous eyes that reflected a deep intelligence and curiosity. Despite their fragile bodies, their minds shone with knowledge, art, and science that hinted at centuries of peaceful progress, now threatened by the cosmic chaos enveloping their world. The initial contact was cautious. The Volari sent out small, emissary ships scanning the human fleet with a mix of curiosity and wariness. Uncertain if this new species arriving in their skies was friend or foe, Captain Lyra Talon and her diplomatic team worked patiently to build trust, communicating through carefully decoded messages and shared images of peace. Slowly, the Volari opened their doors, inviting the humans to witness the true scale of their plight. As humans descended to the surface, they encountered landscapes marked by destruction, deep fissures from earthquakes, forests twisted by toxic radiation, and skies streaked with flashes of unstable energy. The very planet seemed alive with danger, each step a test of endurance and skill. Here, the Deathworlders proved invaluable. Their training in harsh environments allowed them to navigate the treacherous terrain, establish secure zones free from radiation spikes, and create shelters to protect the vulnerable Volari populations. Humans and Volari worked side by side, sharing knowledge and techniques. The Volari taught humans about their culture, their connection to the natural energies of Jaren 9, and the delicate balance they had maintained for generations before the cosmic storm began. In turn, humans shared survival methods honed on Earth's most extreme frontiers, showing the Volari how to adapt quickly, find safe resources, and use technology to stabilize their environment. As the alliance grew stronger, the true nature of the threat became clear. A shifting energy storm, vast and unpredictable, capable of altering the very core of planets, tearing them apart if unchecked. The storm's power was unlike anything recorded in human history, a swirling mass of cosmic forces that bent space and time, making navigation dangerous and undermining the stability of the Volari star system. Scientists aboard the human fleet worked tirelessly alongside Volari scholars, piecing together data from the planet's sensors and space probes. They hypothesized that the storm might be the result of a rare cosmic event, perhaps a ripple from a distant supernova or an unusual, gravitational wave caused by colliding stars. Whatever its origin, the energy storm was growing stronger and time was running short. Despite the fear and uncertainty, the courage and determination of the Deathworlders inspired hope. Their unwavering resolve to survive and protect the Volari became a symbol of strength in the face of overwhelming odds. As humans and Volari coordinated evacuation plans and fortified safe zones, a sense of unity emerged. Two very different species bound by a shared desire to preserve life and overcome the darkness. Stories spread among the Volari of humans who ventured into the most dangerous zones to rescue those trapped by radiation spikes or collapsing terrain. The Volari, once resigned to despair, began to believe in the possibility of salvation. They saw in the humans not just strangers from a distant star, but allies and friends whose adaptability and spirit could turn the tide. Yet the battle was far from over. Each day brought new challenges as the energy storm shifted unpredictably, forcing constant adjustments to their plans. Communication lines sometimes faltered under the storm's interference, and supply routes became dangerous. To navigate, the humans' technical teams raced against time to develop shields and barriers that could protect key areas from the storm's worst effects, while the Deathworlders trained Volari volunteers in survival techniques adapted for the ever-changing environment. Night on Zarin 9 was a strange and eerie time. The sky lit up with flickers of cosmic energy, casting long shadows across the shattered landscape. The Volari shared ancient tales of stars that danced and sang, but now those stars seemed to roar with power beyond understanding. Yet, amid the chaos, laughter and song could sometimes be heard in the temporary settlements, signs that hope still burned bright. The humans learned to appreciate the Volari's gentle wisdom and resilience, while the Volari marveled at humanity's strength and willingness to face danger head-on. This mutual respect forged bonds that went deeper than mere survival. They began to dream together of rebuilding their world, of a future where science and spirit could coexist in harmony once more. As the fleet prepared for what would likely be a long and uncertain campaign to contain the storm and save Zarin 9, a quiet determination settled over both peoples. The arrival of humans had breathed new life into the Volari's struggle, proving that even in the harshest corners of the universe, cooperation and courage could shine through the darkest storms. In that moment, far from home, two species stood united, facing the unknown with hearts full of hope and the unshakable belief that survival was not just about enduring, but about rising stronger, together. In the shadow of the relentless cosmic storm threatening to consume Zarin 9, the alliance between the humans and the Volari grew deeper, shaped by necessity and the shared will to survive. The fragile Volari technology, which once seemed delicate against the harshness of their planet, revealed surprising potential when combined with human innovation. Engineers and scientists from both species gathered tirelessly, working side by side in makeshift labs and command centers that buzzed with urgency. Drawing on Volari knowledge of energy manipulation and the natural forces of their world, the human engineers proposed a bold and unprecedented solution, an energy shield that could harness the chaotic power of Zarin 9 itself. This shield would not merely protect against the cosmic storm, but would use the planet's own radiation and environmental extremes as a source of strength, transforming danger into defense. Days turned into nights with little rest, as teams ran simulations and tested prototypes, racing against time as the storm grew ever closer, its unpredictable shifts threatening to undo their progress. Meanwhile, the Deathworlders took on a vital role beyond engineering, sharing their hard-earned survival skills with Volari volunteers eager to better endure their planet's brutal conditions. These training sessions were intense, sometimes exhausting, but they forged trust and respect. Humans taught the Volari how to read subtle changes in the environment, how to find shelter quickly during radiation surges, how to ration energy and resources, and how to work as a team under pressure. The Volari, in return, shared their understanding. of the planet's energy flows, helping the humans see the world not just as hostile, but as a complex system that could be studied, respected, and even healed. The challenges they faced were immense, from technical setbacks in the shield's development to unpredictable energy flares that forced evacuations and emergency repairs. Tensions naturally rose. Frustration simmered when plans failed or when progress slowed. Yet amid these hardships, moments of shared laughter and cultural exchange brought light to the dark days. The Valari introduced humans to their art, a mesmerizing blend of light and sound that seemed to capture the very essence of their world. While humans shared stories of Earth's vast deserts, icy tundras, and wild forests, places where survival had forged humanity's strength. These exchanges softened fears and bridged differences, reminding both species of their common desire for peace and security. As the shield prototype neared completion, testing became the greatest challenge. The first full-scale trials were nerve-wracking, with the storm unleashing sudden bursts of energy that tested the shield's limits. Each failure taught valuable lessons, and every success sparked cautious hope. Engineers adjusted frequencies, realigned power flows, and incorporated Valari crystals known for their unique energy-conducting properties. The shield began to pulse with a life of its own, a shimmering barrier that held back the storm's fury, just long enough for evacuation efforts and reconstruction to proceed. The resilience displayed by the Deathworlders and their Valari allies soon became a symbol for all involved, a beacon that showed even the deadliest world could be tamed by cooperation and determination. News of the shield's progress spread through the camps and settlements, lifting spirits and rekindling hope. Children who had grown up fearing the storm now dreamed of a safer future. Elders, once resigned to loss, whispered of renewal and healing. Still, the danger was far from over. The storm's shifting nature meant that every day was a race, with new threats emerging as the cosmic forces twisted and changed. Yet, the alliance held firm. Humans and Valari developed communication networks to quickly share warnings and strategies. They combined their strengths, the Valari's deep understanding of their homeworld and the humans' adaptability and innovation, forging a team greater than the sum of its parts. Beyond the practical, a deeper bond formed, one of mutual respect and genuine friendship. The Valari began to see humans not only as survivors but as partners who understood what it meant to endure hardship without losing hope. Humans, in turn, found inspiration in the Valari's grace and wisdom, learning that true strength often came from humility and cooperation. The story of their shared struggles spread across the galaxy as a testament to what could be achieved when differences were set aside and a common goal embraced. The energy shield, once a fragile idea, now stood as a glowing barrier against destruction, a symbol of unity in the face of cosmic chaos. In the darkest moments, when the storm threatened to undo everything, it reminded all that even the wildest and most hostile worlds could be healed with courage, innovation, and heart. The mission to save Jaron 9 was no longer just a fight for survival. It was a powerful example of hope and determination, a shining proof that when beings come together, they can turn even the deadliest challenges into stories of triumph. And as the shield held firm, pulsing steadily in the swirling storm, humans and Valari alike dared to dream of a future where stars could be explored safely, worlds could be restored, and peace could flourish, even in the harshest corners of the universe. The moment arrived with a mixture of relief and quiet triumph as the newly activated energy shield stretched across Jaron 9 like a shimmering veil, pulsing steadily against the relentless assault of the cosmic storm that had threatened to tear the planet apart. For weeks, the combined efforts of human and Valari scientists, engineers, and Deathworlders had culminated in this fragile yet powerful barrier, an achievement born from shared sacrifice, tireless innovation, and unyielding hope. As the shield held firm, the storm began to weaken, its violent bursts slowing and shrinking, the wild surges of energy that had once darkened skies and shattered landscapes growing more distant and less threatening. In the shelters below, the Valari watched in awe and gratitude, their eyes reflecting not only relief but a deep respect for the humans who had come so far across the stars to stand beside them in their darkest hour. The fragile beings who once seemed so vulnerable now embraced the humans as heroes and equals, honoring their courage, adaptability, and unbreakable spirit. Captain Lyra Talon and her Deathworlder crew stood quietly, their faces marked by exhaustion but glowing with pride. They had not come seeking glory but to fulfill a duty that stretched beyond borders or species, a duty to life itself. For them, this mission was more than a rescue. It was a testament to what humanity had become through centuries of struggle and growth. As the energy shield stabilized and the cosmic storm's fury diminished to a faint, fading whisper, celebrations began, but they were tempered by the knowledge that the path ahead was still filled with challenges. Sharon 9's wounds ran deep, and the planet's recovery would take time. Yet in those moments of cautious hope, a new chapter was opening. The Velari and humans spoke openly of rebuilding together, not just the physical world, but trust and friendship that could span light years. The Velari's invitation to humanity to join an interstellar coalition for mutual aid and exploration marked a turning point, a chance to move beyond mere survival into a future defined by cooperation and shared discovery. This coalition promised to be a beacon of unity in a universe often seen as cold and hostile, where different species could learn from one another and face unknown dangers as partners rather than rivals. The alliance brought with it opportunities for scientific exchange, cultural understanding, and the blending of technologies that could push the boundaries of knowledge and survival even further. As the humans prepared to return to Earth, the Deathworlders took a moment to reflect on the journey that had brought them here. From the harsh deserts and frozen wastelands of their home planet to the war-torn surface of Sharon 9. They had faced extreme dangers, unknown cosmic forces, and the weight of responsibility for an entire species' survival. Yet through it all they had shown that endurance and courage were not just traits, but a way of life that could inspire hope in the darkest times. Earth awaited them with open arms, and the stories of their mission would fuel the imaginations of generations to come, stories of a time when humanity reached beyond its limits and found friendship among the stars. Meanwhile, the Velari began to heal their planet, their spirits lifted by the knowledge that they were no longer alone. The cosmic storm's shadow was lifting, and with the energy shield as their protector, they dared to dream again, of rebuilding their cities, restoring the natural balance, and exploring the galaxy alongside their new human allies. In the quiet, moments before departure, Captain Talon shared a message with both crews, a reminder of the mission's true meaning. We have proven that no matter how hostile the universe may seem, the spirit of endurance, courage, and cooperation can shine brighter than any cosmic storm. This is only the beginning. As the human fleet charted their course homeward, the stars stretched out before them, vast, mysterious, and filled with promise. The rescue of Sharon 9 was not just a victory, but a hopeful signal to the galaxy that humanity, tempered by hardship and strengthened by unity, was ready to meet whatever challenges lay ahead. Through the storm's passing, new friendships had blossomed, alliances had been forged, and a once lonely planet now stood protected by the combined strength of two very different, yet deeply connected species. In this new dawn, the story of the Deathworlders and the Velari became a shining example that in the great expanse of space, hope and courage could build bridges that no storm could break, lighting the way for future explorers to carry that light into the unknown.